That's right. Welcome inside our LA NBA studio alongside Paul, Jalen, and Chauncey. I'm Michelle. The Lakers with a 64-46 lead on the Rockets at halftime, and we will have to start with Kyle Kuzma.
Ooh. Pay attention, people. Recognize he's become a prolific scorer right in front of our very eyes. And it's going to be interesting to see how his role modifies when LeBron James returns, because while it's an era of positionless basketball, in theory, they both playing a lot of minutes at the power forward spot. You see him with the jab step and knock down a jumper. That was the catch and shoot one-on-one. Put the nays on his heels, knocks down the three. So he has a real offensive repertoire to be reckoned with.
24 points in the first half, 20 of those in the first quarter. On the other side of things, James Harden, 5 of 12. As far as how they're defending him, what have you seen?
Well, I love, what Coach Luke has done in putting this defensive plan together. I think he stole it from Coach Bud a few months ago, or maybe a month ago. But they're making him go right. But this is something very important. They set these really, really high ball screens. Trap the ball. It's just that easy. Trap it, and not only trap it, try to deny him if he gets it back. But otherwise, they're sending him right. Everybody's collapsing, so they're not giving him a three or a layup. And they're saying, listen, PJ, all these other guys, make threes. You guys are going to have to beat us, not James Harden.
Yeah, I really like this game plan, even though Harden, he's scoring the ball well, but he's forcing everybody else to shoot, which is something we saw from Milwaukee. I really like the game plan. Obviously, it's working, so the Lakers are playing great. But this is the closest thing that I've seen to really slowing down Harden. But at the same time, he's still on pace for 36 points.
Got another half of basketball coming up. What a game earlier on ABC between OKC and Philly. Bad blood rising between Embiid and Westbrook.
Paul George was feeling it.
If they double, if they trap, look for it. It's going to slip out blindly.
Today, Thunder Sixers. We'll go to the fourth right away. Thunder up 2 off the steal. Russell Westbrook with the ball.
Blow the whistle.
Joel Embiid. Westbrook not happy about this.
A lot of weight coming down.
Hold me back.
I mean, am I wrong? But Embiid.
That was accidental.
Yeah, later tie game.
That was accidental play.
Schroeder turns it over with Jimmy Butler there.
OKC
trap right
almost single-handedly gave this game away until look who comes to the rescue.
Yes, clutch. Paul George with the 3. Gets the foul. He had 31 on the night. Last chance. Philly did have one final shot.
Save Russ from that bad foul against Embiid and Schroeder for that turnover.
Thunder with the win. Russ and Embiid after the game had some words.
I don't think he just let him in. He had a little extra to it. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. You guys are cool? No.
I don't know why he was mad. I have no idea, but he's always in his feelings, so I have no idea.
Always in his feelings. We like
That's
this.
a good little rivalry.
I like
Eastern
it.
Conference, Western Conference rivalry.
I love it. I'm looking forward to the next game when they play each other.
2 dudes who are not shy.
No question about it, and they both play with passion as well. They let it be known that they may not actually love every opponent they go against, which is refreshing.
Let's see what Kuzma's got second half coming up. Welcome inside Studio H here in LA with the NBA legends, Paul Pierce, Jalen Rose, and Chauncey Billups. And a legend in his own right, quite frankly. Adrian Wojnarowski's here. My name is Michelle Beadle, and welcome to the James Harden Show. This is the hottest ticket in sports right now. His Rockets are home tonight. They will face the Los Angeles Lakers, who at this point are really treading water while they await the return of LeBron James. But we have to start with Mr. Harden, and this league's been around for about 70 years. And in that time, there's really not been a player this hot or dominant over the last 18. He's put up 57 and 58 points in his last 2 games, and that was on 33 unassisted field goals. So you're asking how good is he? Averaging over 40 a game in his last 20. 5th player to do that in the last 20 years. He's scored 30 or more points in 18 straight games, which ties him with Elgin Baylor for 5th longest streak in league history. Only Wilt above that. And Harden has scored or assisted on 50 points in 18 straight games, and that is the longest streak in NBA history. No one touches that. Even Lakers coach Luke Walton is talking Harden numbers in our Straight Talk soundbite.
If we can keep him in anything under 50, we feel like we've succeeded as a group. If he scores over 50, then the game plan did not work.
Well, our friends out in the desert, they actually have the over-under for him today is 41, which is the highest over-under point total that's ever been posted for a player, and that's still really not
over.
Over. Okay, yeah. Anyone taking the under?
Beads. He just walked into the gym. He already has 30.
He woke up. He's got 30. So no one's
All
taking the under.
he needs is 11 more points from here on out.
I'm not taking the under.
No one's taking the under. Okay, that's fair enough.
You get 20 free throws.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, so
23s.
We've talked about defending him. Scottie Pippen's talked about the fact that you need to pick him up early. How early are we talking here to defend this
No,
dude?
that's not a good idea. He's great at drawing fouls.
Okay.
He said you just can't stop a guy like James Harden because even when his shot is off, like it was when he went 1 for 17, he still gets to the line at a high clip. I mean, he gets layups, he gets assists. He just knows how to be effective in every facet of the game. So there's no stopping it. The best thing you can do is trap him once he gets past half court. Get the ball out of his hands. You can't let him get in ISO situations. You can't let him get in pick and roll situations.
You got to trap him. You have to. I mean, pick and rolls, and he's so crafty that he says, okay, you trapping pick and rolls, I won't run a pick and roll. I'll just ISO.
Fair enough.
If he's going to ISO, that's fine. You got to fire a guy at him every single time. Like, you cannot, no Chris Paul, no lob threat, no Capella.
Right.
You got, if it's 2 guys, if it's 3 guys, it doesn't matter. You got to give them as much attention as you can.
And take something away. We saw Milwaukee try to do it, and we really were excited about watching that game plan, really getting up on his shoulder, forcing him to go to his left, to his right hand, and exaggerate it, and allow him to get inside towards the help and try to contest, and force him to kick it out to one of the players that are less accomplished, because he's showing you he can beat you.
It's kind of crazy to have watched all of this as he gets better and better.
Yeah, and, you know, Harden really has benefited from Mike D'Antoni's imagination. I mean, he put the ball in Harden's hands when he took over 3 years ago, the way he did with Steve Nash in Phoenix. And he told James Harden, you're going to be our playmaker. You're going to get 12, 13 assists a game. And Harden found in D'Antoni an imagination like his, and he's allowed James Harden to play and allowed the Rockets to play a style that's different than anybody else's in the league.
I love the idea of his imagination being a big part of that. You mentioned Clint Capella. They've obviously been without him, which it hurts them. They're near the bottom of the league in rebounding and points in the paint, which screams GM Daryl Morey time. What's going on with that roster?
Well, the Rockets are going to sign Kenneth Faried, who just agreed to a buyout with the Nets. They can sign him as soon as Monday night. They hope to have him in the lineup against the Sixers. He clears waivers at 5 p.m. Eastern, and he'll put a uniform on and play. But before then, the Rockets have to clear a roster spot. One way they're trying to do that right now, I'm told, is trying to find a trade for Carmelo Anthony, who's been exiled for a couple months. They will not waive Melo, though. If they don't find a trade for him, they're going to find somebody else on their roster. They have a player on a 10-day contract. They can move out. But right now, Faried comes in and may start right away and just gives them some minutes in the middle to kind of hold down the fort until Capella comes back along with Day-Day.
Well, it's not like Kenneth Faried has to worry about learning a playbook. Rip and run out there, go set screens and roll for James Harden. I mean, it's just a simple basketball. But, you know, the Melo piece, I mean, my thing is, if you don't want Melo, that's fine. But don't stop everybody else from having him. I mean, the guy, he wants to play basketball, obviously, I'm sure. If you don't want him, don't be the team that keeps him away from, like, continuing his career, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, Melo still could give a team something right now. I mean, you could look at teams like a Portland Trail Blazers or even the Philadelphia 76ers. I think he can help. So just if you're going to get Faried, waive Melo, give him an opportunity to play somewhere.
And one team to not rule out this season with Melo is still the Lakers. Now, they've got 15 guaranteed contracts right now, and I'm told they're not going to waive a player to bring Melo in. But if they make a trade later on and that opens up a roster spot, they're open to Melo. And there's some other teams with that thinking, but teams aren't going to cut a player or give the Rockets anything of value to bring him in right now. It may still be a waiting game for him before he's back in the league, but I do think he'll play in the league.
It'd be interesting if he was able to join the Lakers and how that would affect the dynamics and the minutes with the young players, allowing them to sacrifice minutes so he can play some and the dynamics of his friendship with LeBron James. That didn't work out so well in Cleveland when that just happened with Dwayne Wade.
Free Melo.
Oh, well, here we go. Hashtag has started. Woj.
Hashtag.
Thank you. No, we're not going to hashtag that. Woj, thank you. No, we're starting hashtags. 115 points in his last 2 games. That's James Harden. Against teams focused on stopping him. Points, assists, and the step back. More on the beard to go. Speaking of his beardness, marquee franchise without their marquee player. Oh, I know he's listening to ZZ. You guys don't know who ZZ Top is for real?
I am sorry, but I don't.
You got me on that one.
People questioned when I said Kyle Kuzma was the second best Laker. So what you saying?
Questioning y'all for not knowing music.
Questionable.
But that's just me. You're not Americans. On the scene in Houston for the big game tonight, it is the great Lisa Salters. Lisa, what's the latest on LeBron?
Hey, Michelle, we just met with Lakers head coach Luke Walton, and he told us that LeBron James was cleared for basketball activities just before the team left on this 2-game road trip. He said that LeBron had a pretty good individual workout on Wednesday morning back at the team facility. Walton telling us that LeBron looked good. He apparently felt good. He did not travel with the team to Oklahoma City for Thursday's game, is not here tonight in Houston. He opted instead to stay back in Los Angeles to continue his treatments and to keep ramping up his workouts. Luke Walton told us that the Lakers plan to have a practice tomorrow in Los Angeles when they get back, and they are hoping that LeBron will be available for that. He will then be reevaluated on Monday morning. Of course, the Lakers have a big game on Monday night against the Warriors for Martin Luther King Day, and I asked if there's a chance that he might be ready to go for that, and Luke Walton said, hey, he's LeBron James, the greatest player in the world. If he says he wants to play, he's gonna play, but he said right now it looks pretty doubtful that LeBron will be ready for that game on Monday. Michelle?
Whew. Lisa, thanks so much. Enjoy the game. Fairness, it's sunny in LA. I get LeBron. Lonzo Ball will be tasked with slowing down James Harden tonight. Lakers rock.
Big Baller Brand stock is up.
Getting in the zone. We had Kareem's Skyhook. We had Akeem's Dream Shake. Jordan's crossover. Now James Harden has the NBA's signature offensive weapon, the step back 3. We're going to talk about that next. Great defense on some of the all-time greats. Please tell America what you see when you watch James Harden play.
First of all, what we're seeing is, I know my dear friend Paul Pierce thinks he invented the step back.
I invented the step back.
But
James Harden just made it more famous.
However, we're going to go to the tape this afternoon, and I want to show you guys 5 different variations of the step back. This is a side step
made it better.
right here. Now, watch the footwork here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls out there. Nice little side step to create just a little bit of distance so he can get his wicked jump shot off. So that was a side step. Now we have a little baby step back. He uses this a lot just to create a little bit of distance again. Look, just a little small little step back. Create some space to, again, get that J off. Now, some people try to send him right, left. This guy tries to send him right. Now, look at how close he is right now.
So close.
Watch the distance.
Not the way
sending him right
is sad.
is going to cause him right. One dribble, step back, 11 feet.
11 feet, still tipping.
And they were almost head-to-head at that time. Buckets. Now, this right here is almost illegal. Almost a double. Almost a double step back. Watch.
Come on now.
The footwork right here. It's a double team, it looks like. But guess what? They should have, but they didn't. Wow. That's a double step back on Evan Turner right there. That's just dangerous. But this right here, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know about the Drew League, this is pretty much Drew League stuff. This right here, behind the back, step off. This is, I mean, he's just having so much fun out here. This is
seems mean.
And this is only one of his moves, by the way. The step back 3 ball.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's just deadly. It's lovely to watch. I know I'm a guy that loves to step back and look nothing like this. Paul Pierce loved to step back. He had one step back.
Double step back, though.
The double is nasty.
It seems so mean when it happens. Okay,
What's going on with the referee? That's a travel. That's a travel right there. Come on.
That's a wicked lefty right there.
Yes, indeed.
Is there anything more lethal right now in the league than that? I mean,
not unless the captain is going to come back with that sky hook.
Giannis dunk, just him dunking the ball all the time, no, not at all. This is the best weapon in the NBA right now because you see so many of the great players use it. You see Steph Curry use it, Kevin Durant, all the top scorers. Paul George, we saw earlier, he uses it. I mean, this is the...
James just took it to another level.
I'm just glad that I was able to innovate this move.
Stop it.
And then now you see it go to another level in today's game.
Who taught you to step back?
Well, it was something I just thought of. You know, I was just a student of the game, and I just said, hey, if I could just, you know, coaches always was like, how you going to get space? And I was like,
a student of the game would have known.
Right.
Step back.
Now, it is in theory, it is a fundamental move, actually. It's almost like saying who...
It's not fundamental. This is not stuff that you taught in camps when you were in the 6th grade. It's taught now. But when you were in camp, when you were young, they didn't teach this.
Correct. But at the same time, it's almost like a jab step. You can't really say who invented it. He popularized it. For example,
no doubt.
Paul, do you know who Bill Bailey is?
Bill Bailey, not exactly.
Okay. He invented the moonwalk. Well, Michael Jackson popularized it. That's what James Harden is doing today with the step back. Great breakdown, Mr. Big Shot.
Where did this just
I'm going to do the Bill Bailey after the show.
What did you do? Google something right before we came back out of the
break? You Googled
that. You know he always on his P's and Q's, man.
Also, do you know, and not exactly is my favorite answer ever. Not at all.
What?
That's the answer you were going for on that one. Tip time. It's fast approaching.
I don't know what she's talking about.
You never do. James Harden in the spotlight. I told you it was a Harden show. I wasn't lying. History making, mind-blowing role. That's what he's on. And what is he going to do to this Lakers squad today? We're going to find out shortly.
I got him over. He got 30 right now, so I got him going over 40.
63.
In LA is the waiting game. LeBron James is expected to miss at least the next 2 games as the groin injury continues to keep him out. LeBron won't travel with the Lakers on an upcoming 2-game road trip, but has been cleared to practice when the team returns. The Lakers are 4-7 since LeBron was injured on Christmas Day. 11 straight games, missed already the longest he sat due to injury in his career. In fact, before this season, LeBron had only missed more than 5 straight games once. Great to have NBA insider Brian Windhorst with us here on SportsCenter. Brian, this news would mean LeBron would miss at least 13 games due to this groin injury. What are people around LeBron saying about the length of this absence?
It's going to be even more, Kevin. You know, he's not going to play on Monday, almost certainly against the Warriors. And so this is going to be the longest absence of his career, and he's going to be the most games missed in a season in his career. They really want to be cautious with this. This is an injury that can linger. So what I think is you will see LeBron go through maybe more than one practice, which would mean sometime during the Lakers' upcoming 4-game homestand over the course of 8 or 9 days they're at home. Then they play a quote-unquote road game at the Clippers. So they're going to be in L.A. for a week and a half after this road trip. I would say sometime in there, but you're still looking at LeBron being out about a month now and you know, a significant portion of games.
All right, now LeBron was an MVP frontrunner at the beginning of the season. James Harden is the clear frontrunner right now. 17 straight games with at least 30 points. He enters tonight's game against the Nets 3 games shy of Wilt Chamberlain for the longest streak in the last 55 years. We're talking about Chamberlain. And remember, no Chris Paul during most of this stretch with a hamstring injury. What's going to be the dynamic when CP3 returns to the floor here?
Whenever you're doing something that Wilt Chamberlain did statistically, it's amazing. That's an NBA rule. Chris Paul, you know, obviously has been out during this entire stretch that he's gone on this hot streak. And when you talk to executives and scouts in the league, one of the things they're most interested to watch over this next 2 weeks is what happens to the Rockets when Chris Paul comes back, gets some of the possessions back. They run the offense through him. James Harden has excelled in having the ball in his hands at all times. That's going to change when Chris Paul comes back, probably in the next 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, keep this in mind. The 12 games Paul's been out, the Beard is averaging 42 points per game. Rockets hosting the Nets tonight. Wendy, thank you.